Hello everyone, it's not Sadio Kola. So something happened recently and I just felt like sharing with you guys. It's about my experience while I was trying to donate blood in the UK. It's not really my first time donating blood because my blood type is O negative and we are a special group of people. So it's one of the very rare blood type. Apart from the fact that it's rare, anybody can have O negative. A bit of background: I started donating blood since I was in school. I think that should be around 2006. There was this particular patient that needed blood transfusion, and the family couldn't raise money for the blood donation because then they have to make payments and go through a lot of screening, and the patient is deteriorating so fast. Then there was this staff nurse and called. He just called a couple of us then as our student nurses. Then spoke to us if we are happy to help the patient. She encouraged us and told us the ultimate benefit of what we are giving. And I still believe the best gift you can give to another person is the gift of your blood. So blood is life, so it's like you're giving life to the individual, and that's the most valuable gift you can ever give. Yeah. So she encouraged us, then we went for it. Why not? So we asked a lot of questions. Hope it's not going to affect us and things like that. So we had a reassurance from her and the hematology department as well. We asked them a couple of questions. So they ran the blood test. They found out I was O negative. So they were happy. They did other screenings, hepatitis, syphilis, and some other things like that. And they said, okay, they checked our blood level, obviously. They said, we are fine to donate blood. And that was where I started donating from. And since then, I've been donating actively. So when I came into the UK, I kept seeing the campaigns, give a blood today, a blood donor saves my life. Sometimes they do a short video clip on people who have received blood donation and that has changed their life and things like that. So there's a lot of campaign about blood donation in the UK. Anytime I see that, I just feel, why not? Because it doesn't cost me anything to save a life, give life to someone else. So I made inquiries how I could help with the blood donation. And then I got information, I registered, I showed interest, I was accepted. You had to book appointments. So they gave you appointments and the particular lab where you have to go, and that's where you donate your blood. So my first attempt, I got there. They ran the initial tests they had to do. They ran those tests, and it was time for the blood donation. It was just a bit strange for me because it's a different environment, so I was a bit panicky. I was a bit nervous, not necessarily because I'm donating blood, because I've done that in the past, but I'm just wondering, the setup, the environment is quite different. Even the gadgets they are using is different from what I was used to. So they were ready to bleed me. I was on this recliner chair and everything was ready. Then I offered my arm to this gentle guy. So the first attempt, when he was coming with the needle, I was like, oh. And when I did that, he said, any problem, any challenge? I said, no problem, carry on. I was just a bit scared, that was why. And he said, no, he's sorry, he cannot continue. That they're only allowed to try once, and because he has already made contact with my skin, with the needle, before I withdraw my hand and made a nervy movement, that it's not going to continue. He's sorry about that. I had to wait for another appointment. He just said a lot of things. I was like, come on, carry on, I'm okay to continue. Okay, I'm sorry about shaking. don't worry, I'm not going to shake again. So I'll try and be still as much as possible. He said, no, he can't. He's not allowed to continue. Okay, let me offer you the second hand. If that's okay, you can use the other hand as well. He said, no, you can't. He said, wow. Because it wasn't easy for me to come for the appointment. Okay. I had to adjust my shift. I had to adjust my duty at work. I have to make a lot of adjustments, a lot of sacrifice on my own end to be here. So I'm not sure when I'm going to have the time again to come over for this. Then he said, it's not a problem. Anytime I'm free, that's fine. But he cannot continue. I felt disappointed, and I went back home. Not to talk about the transport, the cost of my transportation to that particular venue, because it's quite far from my location. And I thought about a lot of things, and I consider it a loss on my own part. But it is what it is. So I went back home. I was sad. I was not happy about that, and I felt, okay, probably I'm not going to do this again, because I don't understand why you have to suspend everything just because I shake my hand. And not necessarily violently. It was just like needle was coming, and I was like, oh so do you expect me to be smiling while you are bringing a needle to stab me? I don't really understand, but it is what it is. So that was my first experience, not a good one. Then after a couple of months, maybe about 6 months after, they kept calling me again, because I've registered my interest, so they have my details. They have an online platform where blood donors, they enlist blood donors, so they call us, they send us letters through the post and things like that. So they've been chasing me, calling me, giving me a call, and just trying to find out if I'm available to help. And at some point I felt, okay, let me give it a second shot. And I've ministered to myself that, okay, this time around, I'm just going to be in my best behavior. I'm not going to shake. I'm going to be as still as possible, so there won't be a repeat of the previous experience. So I went the second time. I fulfilled all the necessary requirements, and the bleeding went absolutely well. They took my blood. I was very happy that at last I was able to help, and I left. Okay. The only question that was on my mind was, am I going to be informed, or will there be any information? Will there be any information about how my blood was used? I understand there might be a bit of confidentiality around all the things. I don't really understand how it works, but I just feel the need for me to know, okay, this is where my blood is going. This is probably who they've used it for. Even if they are not giving me the identity of the person, at least just tell me, okay, there was a patient in this particular situation, and this is how my blood has been able to help. I just have that curiosity, like, let me know what exactly is going on with my blood. Yes, you've taken my blood now, I've handed everything over to you, but I still have that curiosity to know what you've done with my blood. So I kept checking on the portal to see if there would be any updates. There was no update. I felt the need to give them a follow-up call. At the same time, I was trying to be careful, so I won't be constituting nuisance and things like that. So one of those days, maybe after a week, I was trying to just follow up again on the portal, and I noticed I was unable to log in to the portal. It's just telling me I'm unable to log in, as your contact, they had me, and things like that. I was like, what's going on here? Then when I tried that for a couple of days, it won't let me in. Then I called them. I said, okay, I'm trying to get on my portal, and it won't let me. Then the person checked and said, okay, there's an issue going on about my status as a donor. Like they understand I've donated blood recently, and they will call me very soon to give me updates. I was asking what exactly is going on. The person said she can't give me any information now, that they will definitely call me in the next couple of days to give me an update. And that put me in a lot of distress. I was confused. I was wondering what exactly is going on. I was just thinking of thousands of things in my head. What exactly is going on? I hope I'm not going on. I hope I'm not in trouble now. At the end of the day, they called me, and the person said, okay, thank you for donating and things like that. That unfortunately they will have to discard my blood, that they won't be able to use it. What? Discard my blood? Close to half a liter of blood, you're discarding it? Yeah, so she said she's sorry about that. They detected malaria parasites in my blood. They detected malaria parasite in my blood, and that is why they can't use it. Any other thing, any other concern? No, just the malaria parasite they found in my blood. So I'm sure if you bring maybe 10 Nigerians together, 7 or 8 of us will have malaria parasite in our blood. That's more like normal flora. That's more like a normal flora in our blood. But obviously, no matter what I said to them, the decision is already made. So she just letting me know that they've discarded my blood, and I won't be able to donate in the future again as a result of that. Okay, what if I probably take anti-malaria and try to get rid of the malaria parasite in my blood? I won't still be able to donate. She said no, that I won't be able to donate again even in the future as a result of that. I said, wow, that's a shame, but it is what it is. Okay, thank you. So I thought about it for a long time. I just had to let it out of my mind. I understand the fact that malaria in the UK is a public health issue. It's very more like an emergency issue here when you talk about malaria. Okay, but I still don't necessarily. I know I don't have to agree, but I necessarily don't agree that that is enough for you to turn down my blood. Most difficult part of it is to see that, to hear that you are discarding a full pint of blood that you've taken from me. And the next question on my mind is, why didn't you run all these tests prior to collection of the blood? So if you had taken the test, if you had run the test, obviously you would have seen whatever you're looking for and say, okay, you are not fit to donate, and that will be fine. But now you've made me go through all the stress, made me go through the emotion of donating, the pain of donating. You've taken almost 500 ml of blood from me already, and you are telling me you are discarding it. I don't think that is right, and I don't think it's appropriate. Okay. This is not me criticizing the setup or the system, but I'm just expressing how it made me feel. Okay, I feel so disappointed that I'm unable to help when I wanted to. Secondly, I already had my blood taken, and you are discarding a full pint of my blood. That is massive. Okay, that is massive. And your rationale for the rejection, I don't completely agree with it, but I respect it and I accept it, which is absolutely fine. Okay, so I don't know, maybe if any of you have had a similar experience before, then you can let me know in the comment section if you've had a similar experience, or you've been turned down in the past, or you've had your blood discarded or rejected as well. Then you can let me know in the chat box. Okay. So that's just what happened, that I felt like sharing with you in this video. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for your support. Okay. If you're here to subscribe to our channel, and if you're a returning subscriber, I will say thank you for your support, and we'll see you again in our next video. Cheers.